Hi there, Lisa Starr Francis here with the reflection for today from the Word Oracle Alchemy System brought to you by the letter K. So there we see the letter K on this card, and the color is orange. This is from the orange section. The lexicon for the Word Oracle Alchemy System is the alphabet, and there are 4 color sections in this deck, totaling 104 cards. They all have an image with an alphabet letter on it. They all have a list of words that begin with the alphabet letter that is on the image. So, I'm here with today's reflection. It is from the letter K, and today we will get 3 words that begin with the letter K, and we're going to start with those because word alchemy is about the frequency that words carry. And as people, we are taught to use language as our tool for communication, but we are not really taught about the frequency of words, and we don't necessarily tune into that. And this little quick 3-word experience gives you the opportunity to directly feel what I'm saying. When I say that words carry frequency, you will be able to feel it for yourself. You don't need me to tell you about it. This gives you the opportunity to experience it and see if you resonate with this idea, because that's how you find out if something is in your wheelhouse or not in your wheelhouse. Welcome, Angie. Great to see you. So I'm here giving today's reflection from the letter K and the color orange. And we will begin by having 3 K words, and we're going to have a little what we call direct experience right now. So I'm going to say one word that begins with the letter K, and after I say it, you are invited to experience it by saying the word for yourself. You can say it in your head, you can say it out loud. You're just going to say it and you're going to notice what happens. That's what we do. Okay, so the first word today is the word knackered. Knackered. So say knackered. And just notice what happens. Sometimes we say a word and we notice that we didn't feel anything at all. It's just like neutral, no feeling. Sometimes we say a word and we notice something. Perhaps we notice when we say the word knackered, oh, we remember hearing that in a British film because knackered would be a word that, would be more associated with, the British. So, when we say a word, it could give us a memory like, oh, I saw that word used in a British film that was pretty funny, or we could think of the dictionary meaning, or we could be totally neutral with the word. Hi, Adriana, welcome. Okay, so we're going to move on to word number 2. Our second K word for today is the word keystone. Keystone. So say to yourself, keystone. And as you say it, notice. Do I feel tense? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel nothing? You just want to notice. You say the word, and because the word is isolated, it's not in a sentence. You're not seeing, oh, welcome to the Keystone State. Okay, you're not seeing a sentence. You're just saying keystone, and you're noticing what that does, because when we isolate a word like that, we have the opportunity to feel its energy directly for ourselves. What frequency is that landing at in me? What does that do in me? Because this is about us and our relationship with language. It isn't about the dictionary meanings or anything we associate it normally. it is about how it's feeling for us as it enters our field. Okay, the third word to consider today is caboodle. Caboodle. So say caboodle. You might say that out loud, you might say it in your head. And as you say it, you just want to notice, what do I feel that anywhere in my body? Because again, those three words are just here to serve us with a direct experience of saying a word by itself on purpose to notice what our body does in response to that word. And that gives us a clue. When we be able to tune into our body, we can be then clued into what individual words may be doing when we hear them, read them, and experience them. So that is your little reflection on words and your way to experience it for yourself. And now I'm going to move on to the actual reflection from this card, and that comes from inside the guidebook. In the back of the guidebook, there's a thing called a mystical word potion, and they are just meant to be read. You don't pick a card for this, it's just something that is meant to be read, and we are taking the reflection from there each day. So I am going to read to us all now what the K card, the orange K card, wants us to know. This is its mystical word potion. And it says, look in a mirror and see how darn kissable you are. See the multitude of timeless treasures that lie within you. Perhaps you can see a kabillion. All right, so again it says, look in a mirror and see how darn kissable you are. See the multitudes of timeless treasures that lie within you. Perhaps you can see a kabillion. So that is the little word potion. And what is the core principle in that little potion? What is it telling us? It's telling us that the true treasures of life are not found outside of the self, but they are found within the divine nature that lives in every one of us. And when we, as individuals, recognize our own inherent worth, confidence, creativity, and joy naturally begin to rise. So the spiritual law here is that each individual carries divine qualities within them, and recognizing those inner treasures allows life to unfold with greater love, dignity, and purpose. So that is the core principle of look in a mirror and see how darn kissable you are. See the multitudes of timeless treasures that lie within you. Perhaps you can see a kabillion. So, a Bible verse that echoes this same sentiment is the kingdom of God is within you, Luke 17:21, because this verse teaches that the divine presence and its treasures are not distant, but exist within each person. And so it connects with the card, because the mystical statement from this card is inviting us to recognize the treasures that lie within ourselves. And the scripture echoes the same truth, that divine richness lives inside every individual. So that it is the same message. And myself, I have been reading many metaphysical authors from about the age of 23. I'm now 66. And each day I'm sharing a wisdom quote from one of the authors that most affected my spiritual journey. Today I'm sharing a quote from Eric Butterworth, and he wrote, "There is within every person a divine potential that is waiting to be recognized and expressed. So, Mr. Butterworth taught that every individual carries divine possibilities within their consciousness. That is what he taught. That's in all of the books he wrote. And why does that quote connect with the mystical word potion? Because the word potion encourages us to see the treasures within ourselves. And Mr. Butterworth's teaching reflects the same idea, that divine potential already exists within us. So that is today's reflection from the letter K. And I will be back tomorrow with letter L. And I hope to see you again. And if you watch this, if you have anything you want to say, you can write it in the comments if you're seeing this in replay. And one of the things I want to say is that when any of these words, if you notice any of the words make you feel tense, you have the opportunity to just write that down and keep that on a list. Because I am going to be doing what is called a word bank. And that will be a Zoom call where we will meet, and I will go through what is a way to clean up the frequency of those words, any of the words. And you can join me for that. And I like to say now, because I took a long time off after creating the deck and working with it for a long time, I took a long time off. And some of the things that came up were that indeed inside each one of us, there is a word bank. And all the words are vibrating in us. We each have our own relationship with every single word that we've ever heard based on, how many times did we hear it? Did we ever use it? Some words will be neutral because we never used them. But we do have a word bank, and it is full of frequency. And what has become evident is that every single one of us is using borrowed language, because all language that we get to use was given to us by someone else. So it's not actually fresh and clean till we make it fresh and clean and make it ours. So when we do something like we notice a word and we put it on the list, and then we go to a word bank session, at that word bank session, we're going to take those words and we're going to do something to the frequency of them so that when we hear them in the future, anytime after that, they're going to land differently in us, because that's what word alchemy is about. It's about noticing and shifting. So this is just one of the ways the deck does the noticing and shifting. There are other ways to do it as well, because of course it is a very magical oracle with a specific purpose to help us create a sovereign relationship with individual words. I recently came to, just recently, last week. So what we are doing when we are shifting the frequency of words, whether we're cleaning them or shifting them through using them in other ways, as this oracle instructs us and teaches us to do, we are actually cultivating word peace. Word by word, we're cultivating word peace, because when we shift the energy of any word for ourselves, we're putting it at a peaceful vibration for ourselves, so that when we see it, read it, hear it, whenever it enters our field, it enters it at a frequency that we have chosen. So that's what we're working on together. It won't be for everybody, but it will be for those who resonate with the idea that your sovereignty, your way out of the matrix of this life where there is so much false top-down pressure about what to be and how to be it. If you want to actually break free of that and haven't really been able to, it is because we're all using borrowed language. And the more words that we take and work with, alchemizing them, shifting the frequency for ourselves, the freer and freer we become within this matrix. And when we're freer and freer inside of it, we can navigate differently and be at peace. So we are cultivating word peace so that we can live in the chaos. We can live in the chaos and be at peace. And the world needs people who are willing to live at peace. So I hope that you'll let Word Alchemy become a tool that you use along with every other tool that you have at your disposal, because none of us can rely on one tool. We need lots of them. And Word Alchemy is just here to help us clean up our words, because we're using the words in everything we're doing, and having a bunch of clean words serves us. We're never going to clean every single word in the language. None of us probably have time for that in our lifetime. But cleaning a whole bunch of them on purpose does make for a cleaner and clearer overall receiving body. We have our receiver will be cleaner and clearer. And when that is happening, it is easier to be cleaner and clearer and in what we're seeing and what we should be doing in our own lives for the choices that we would make. Should is not a good word, but you understand what I mean. When we have a bunch of words that are working for us, meaning we have chosen how the energy lands for us, that gives us a type of choice that we otherwise don't have. And on my long metaphysical path, I will say that I think that this word alchemizing thing really does clean up a lot of stuff and make one more receptive to all the other tools that one is using for the practice of personal peace and manifesting the life we want amid the chaos. That's what I think. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Love me or don't. It doesn't matter. So, if you have a word that stuck to you today from KnackeredKeystoneKaboodle and you want to tell me something about it, be free to put it in the comments. And look for tomorrow's video. Again, it will be brought to you tomorrow by the letter L and the color orange. Great to see you again, Angie and Adriana. And I will be back doing other videos. I'm not just going to restrict myself to these short little videos. You're going to be seeing me a lot more. Take care, and I hope I'm going to see you soon in a Zoom. Bye now.